following is not trading advice. Everything I say is my opinion. I am not responsible for any losses you may take, only the profits.
What is up, Octo Nation? It's Charlie, your host for today. Today we are looking at a ticker BMRG. All right. That is B. Riley Principal Merger Corp. II. What does that mean? This is a SPAC play, blank check company. Okay. What this means is they went out and found a company to bring to market. Okay. A company that is already rocking. They are rocking. They're doing great. And they went to them and said, hey, do you guys want to go public and get people backing you and handing you money and help? Not necessarily cash, but, build you guys up so you have some capital to dip into at a later point in time. And they said, yeah. So these guys are the negotiators to try to do that. They raise money, then they do that, they negotiate. Anyways, they have got a letter of intent. Okay. This is big news. This is one of those stocks that should be way higher. It will be. And when it does, that's when people get into FOMO mode, fear of missing out, okay? Because this thing, once it does start climbing and the word gets out enough, it's going to gain that volume, that momentum, and that's where all of a sudden it's going to be at 15. And then people start jumping in, and then people start taking profits. And then it's going to ride around that 15 mark, and then it'll try to hopefully get to 20-ish, and then they merge, and it goes from there to there. Okay, let's take a look at the chart now that I already have it up. Same old story with most SPACs. It's around 10-ish. Merger got announced. It only jumped to about 1174. Okay, people started taking profits. If you got to. You got to look at money, with percents. Never look at it like, okay, it went from 10 to 11. It went up $1. Going up $1 means nothing for Tesla or Microsoft or all sorts of stocks. These it does, but you still always want to look at stuff as a percent. If it goes from 10 to 11, don't say it went up $1. Say it went up 10%. What does that mean? If you were at 10, that means you made 10%. That's huge. It can be huge. If you only have $50 worth of shares, it's not huge, but it technically is, because where else can you make 10% on your money? This is like overnight, okay? Nowhere. I think savings accounts nationwide right now are like less and less, and I think right now they're paying like 0.5%, which is terrible. 0.5%, you're losing money. You got to realize inflation last year was at like 7%. I'm imagining this year it's going to be probably close to double that, especially when all the other stuff finally comes to fruition with the housing. And I'm getting sidetracked. I'm going to focus on here for you guys. Okay. All right. The company that they signed a letter of intent with is called EOS Energy. All right. This is a cool play, if you ask me. This is like a mobile energy station that these guys can just helicopter in or semi over is probably what they usually do. Semi over these big crates full of energy. Okay, what this is it holds energy from solar panels, windmills, or you can get it delivered with already stuff in it. Right? You can even pull from main grids and just hold it there. And you can plug into it and it just runs. Okay. There's so many ways to hit this, but this benefits, again, the whole green movement that we talk about, riding that hype train, riding the money train. We're following the money. That's what you need to do. You need to follow money. Yeah, follow the trend, but you always want to follow where the money's at. Right now, green is what's getting hyped a lot in the stock market. Okay, and business in general. Anyways, the cool thing about this is, so say you've got a bunch of solar panels and you need to pull the power from the sun. The solar panels convert it. Then where does the energy go? It has to go to things like this. Okay, a lot of times energy actually just gets wasted because companies use like small containers to contain these. and they're not efficient. They don't run right. A lot of them that are out there, even with Tesla and stuff, they're lithium ion. Okay, lithium's rad. Lithium's awesome, but it's expensive. It's really expensive. Okay, these are cool because they're made out of zinc. Okay, so they're zinc based. They don't need cobalt either. They don't need lithium. They don't need cobalt. This is just zinc. Zinc is one of the most efficient things you could ever use for energy. Why? It's cheap. It's super abundant. Lots of mines with it, but I mean, you can just rip this stuff tons and tons and tons at a time. Okay. Not only that, one huge factor you got to realize is lithium ion batteries are dangerous. I know because I got into some electric skateboarding. You know, I built my own rig. It's cool. I should have brought to show you. Proud of it. Anyways, those things are dangerous. You can look up YouTube videos online where if you get one wire a little bit wrong, that thing can literally blow up. It just will blow up and light on fire. You got an exploding skateboard because of the lithium ion battery. So can you imagine if you had any sort of farm, or actually one of the lithium ion ones blew up in some sort of plant, like a manufacturing plant that was using them in Phoenix in 2019. Okay, and it was lithium batteries. It blew up. You know, it hurt some people, caught something on fire. I didn't read too much into it, but that's a big problem. Stuff blowing up. All right. So what they do is they get these things, they drop them off. You know, cities can use them. Non-municipalities can use them. So I mean, if you've got property, you know, and there's only an electric line way at the fence line, you can plug this in to that essentially, and then run your power through this from that. So this is kind of like the middleman for all sorts of energy. You know, you take it from the sun, windmills, or just the regular grid. This is the transfer station and holding station of the energy. Cool play. These are proudly made in Pittsburgh, in America. American made. Okay, that's cool. They also have indoor solutions like these little banks that they can put in wherever, Fort Knox or something. Fort Knox needs lights and vault codes and all that, and a refrigerator because people got to eat. Okay, they got these little indoor solutions. Okay, it's a cool play. They've also got 21 patents on what they're doing with the zinc. They've got some weird zinc where they mix it with water for cooling. And so these actually don't need a separate cooling unit or a heating unit like lithium does. They can withstand high and super low temperatures. I think it's slightly below freezing to I think it's 116 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. Okay. The other thing with lithium that I know, the skateboard batteries get smoking hot so much they burn stuff. Okay. They get hot. It's dangerous. All right. The last thing you want is to be riding your skateboard and it turns into a flaming skateboard. Okay. It'd be cool if they could come out with a zinc powered mini batteries for skateboard. I don't know. I'm sure it might be too heavy, or I don't know, but as far as I can tell, these things are super efficient even for their size too. Now let's take a look at something that this company has already been doing here is the motor oil Ingeteam, which is a storage place in Greece. Okay, big huge motor company or motor oil company started using these already. Okay, and they're just using these for their main power. It's easier, right? Okay, if you got a motor or an oil company, okay, do you want lithium batteries that could blow up? Do you want to put fire next to oil? No. Okay, you want something that no matter what is not going to combust and blow the whole thing to smithereens. Okay, I think this is such a cool play for stuff out in the middle of nowhere. If you need energy, mining, right? Like if you're mining, these are going to come in handy because a lot of these places that are mining gold and silver or zinc or whatever, they are in the middle of nowhere in Uganda or Chile or Ecuador or Mexico or even Colorado, right? They need energy. This would be an awesome solution for them. Okay. So there's lots of different plays. One cool thing that's happening is California actually started buying into this. They've got a whole big green initiative program supplying grants to the state makes a program saying, let's be green with energy. Let's figure out how to get rid of bad energy, right? They create a middleman that's going to figure this out for them. It's like the Green Energy Initiative branch. Now that place gets grants from the state, okay, paid by taxpayers. And what they're doing is they bought into EOS, okay? So EOS actually has, where is it? They got a play in through the University of San Diego already, so they're already using them. Contracts with California Energy Commission, the CEC, are already in play, and this is new. All right, so this can be huge. They're kind of in it seemed like a slight test phase, but they've already used them a couple places. But then they're saying the CEC now is coming in and said, all right, this is working in San Diego and a couple other areas. Now we're going to try them. So it's another division that's trying them in California. This could take off huge because in California, I don't know if you know, but they got serious electrical issues, mainly with fire. Yeah. And that's just with regular electric grids. All right. When these things are happening, they're literally shutting off power to everybody around the area. They're even doing, in the name of safety, they are randomly shutting off people's power even now to conserve power. Okay, for like a couple days to a week at a time. They're like, without notice, in Northern California, I know this for a fact, they are just shutting people's power off. Certain sections of city, they'll do it, right? How they determine that, I don't know. But regardless, this is a really cool play. Another one I thought of is farming. Even in Northern California, there's been places that I've been to where it can kind of get sketchy if you go hiking, right? All of a sudden, stuff just kind of feels weird, and then there's weed farms everywhere in like Northern California, right? Where guys will just, even in forestry land or whatever, they will just kind of block it off, take it over, and start a weed farm. They hide them, they do good, but how are they going to have energy? They need these. Even the legal ones, like Marlboro. Marlboro owns tons of acreage in Northern California, just in case they can finally legally 100% federally grow weed. They need energy. Where are they going to get it in these weed farms way in the middle of nowhere? I mean, these are not paved roads, a lot of these, okay? Where are they going to get the energy? From these big old blocks, okay? They're going to say, hey, come bring us like 75 of these things. We need some energy. Not only that, are they going to use lithium? No, because imagine if those weed farms caught on fire. There goes hundreds of millions of dollars, okay? They need these safe ones, all right? Is this still a speculative play? Kinda, because they're not fully done with this transfer. Okay, they're not fully done with the merger yet. Okay, this is compared to a lot of these SPACs out there. This is way safer than most. All right, they've already got the company they've mentioned. This isn't just total speculation. We're praying that it's some random company. This is one that people kind of look at and like, well, there's not been any hype though. The stock only went up 10%. Why didn't it go up 50% or 100 yet? And plus, it's not trending too much on StockTwits or Twitter yet. So there's a reason it's not. I'm not going to buy into it. Those hype ones are the pumper and dumper ones. You got to realize that too, where people are starting to look at those as, oh, it got hyped. That means it's going to be around forever, and they're going to start making money eventually. So I'm going to buy here at the top. What they're not realizing is that's what all these pumpers on those sites are doing. They bought in at these floor prices, like right here, okay, around 10-ish, 11. That's great entry price, great. The floor again is probably 10.50. Okay, they pump the hell out of this thing until they can get it to 20, 30, whatever, and then they're gonna short it. Okay, they're making money on you. Getting into these a lot of these sketchy SPACs without even letter of intents yet, or companies that are even making any money yet, or aren't even companies yet. They're sketchy. This is one too that people make fun of the boomer crowd. Let's just call them the wiser wisdom crowd out there that aren't so easily brought in with hype. They're brought in with the value measure. They take the time to measure the value of companies, look at the overall big picture, and then see if it's a good decision to buy in. This would be one that I think that they would get on, because it just makes sense. Whether you're a green hound or not, this one, it stores power. People want power. Even hillbillies would want this thing, okay? Like I said, you could be out in the middle of nowhere. I would love to, if I had 100 acres, when I have 100 acres, a farm, I would love to have a couple of these just sitting there, okay? With some solar panels hooked up to them. I'm good. The whole electrical grid goes out. Everyone's freaking out in the big cities. I got power at my farm. I got all my food, okay? I got power for a long time, okay? I want to own a couple of these, all right? I think this is a really cool play. We'll take a look at the warrants, okay? Warrants only. I actually bought in. I was right. Bought right here. A couple days into it. A couple days into the pop. Pop. $1.90. Bam! It went up to 220, 238. Okay. What's the percent on that? Let's find out. It's 20% flat gain. I always say it. 20%, people start taking profit. Okay, so watch out. Sometimes it's 50%. Sometimes it's so fast, it's 50% or 115% on these SPACs. But watch it. About 20, people are going to want to start taking some profit. Okay. With that being said, I might have got too tight with my stop sell here. Okay. Once it hit that, I was like, oh, yes, I'm at least locking in my profits. I put in a sell if it got to $1.97. What happened? Everyone sold at 20%. Bam, it came smacking down, and all my shares got sold here, which I'm fine with. I still made a tiny profit on it, but it doesn't matter. I'm still gravy. I'm still good. Okay. Am I jumping back into this one? Yeah, for sure. I might just go ahead and just buy in and just let this one ride for a little bit. This is still sketchy though, because it's not finalized. This is a warrant. This doesn't have a floor. So if this for some reason doesn't end up 100% working out in the negotiations, this will go to zero. Yeah. The regular stocks have a floor. These are way safer. Okay. But you have greater reward with these warrants. These things can double in an hour. Okay. The volume just spikes. There's like hardly any shares out there compared to a lot of stocks like mining stocks. And these things can just fly, bam, just gone to the moon. Sweet, doubled your money, pull out or hold it. If you're an investment guy, or girl, and you're looking for a decent company to hold, I think this might be one of them, especially with these Cali contracts coming through. And that's just one of the first states. They've also got stuff, all over worldwide. I think India actually, yeah, they've also got some stuff in India. I couldn't find too much information about it, but India needs power. I don't know if you ever want to look up some interesting economic landscapes of countries. India is an interesting place. That's a place I wouldn't want to live. It's nuts. The amount of people concentrated in areas with little power, which means little heat, little air conditioning, little places to live. It's so concentrated. It's crazy, man. God bless all those people. I hope the best for them, but it's not a place I would personally want to live. I understand why a lot of people want to come to America because of that. I don't blame them. But anyways, they need power. And if you look at, pictures of India, they need a lot of power and they don't have it. And they need power storage. So there's someone who's going to hugely benefit from this. And again, once big, huge government contracts come in, I can't even imagine where this stock could be, right? If they get the right contracts, it could be massive, all right? massive play, and it's going to backbone and middleman in between all these new green plays. Okay, so there's lots of boats that this can ride through. All right, I'm gonna cut it right there for now to make sure I don't have anything else. I guess I didn't talk about the management. Okay, of course the head guy used to work for GE Power. Of course he did. He probably knew these guys the whole time, and he's waiting to do this, which is great. I calculated it out, and zinc batteries are 79.29% more cost effective versus lithium ion, which is huge. Okay. Oh yeah, the other thing with zinc is it's recyclable. All right, that's a big deal. I was going to look at a supplemental play. I'll just throw that out real quick. This is a zinc miner. If you really want to invest in this company long term, I think this would be a cool side play that you can jump into. This is a royalty precious metal and all mining company. Okay, so they own parts or shares or all sorts of avenues for mines. Okay, the reason I bring these people up though is they don't just do gold and silver. Right now they have a massive zinc mine that just actually found a ton of more zinc too. That is currently producing zinc. All right, these guys are mostly like Canada, USA. Check them out. This is Globex Enterprises Inc. This is a cool ride. This is what I'm going to get into just for the heck of it anyway, because of everything else they have. The gold, the silver, but then the zinc, and then they have all the other weird mine metals that I haven't even got into. I don't even know what they use for. But anyway, I'm going to call it good. Thanks, guys. You have a good rest of the weekend. And thank you again for supporting us. If you could, hit the subscribe button. That way we're going to give you updates. Hit the bell. I'm going to, again, start doing some last-minute quick update live stuff. That way we can get on these things if news does break. Okay, I'm going to try to hit with those. I'm going to still try to get at least 1 or 2 videos out a week. Any recommendations or other companies you want me to take a look at, put it down in the comments. What plays are you working on right now? Like I said, it doesn't have to be SPACs totally. Whatever you got working on, let me know. Is it worth taking a look at? Let's find out. All right, y'all. Take care.